Hi guys, my name is Eleanor Grix. I am your instructor for Art Appreciation, the online course. I'm very glad that you decided to enroll in this course. I wanted to let you know that I'm here to help in any way possible, and that's why I've made this little video, because if you're a visual learner, it's kind of nice to have someone sort of walk you through the course. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to briefly explain the course, what you need to do each week, how you can get in touch with me, and how your grade breaks down. I hope you'll forgive me. I tend to sort of seize up whenever I've got a camera in front of me, so if I'm a little long-winded, I apologize. But let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so I've made myself some notes. All right, first things first. Like I said, my name is Eleanor Grix. You can call me Professor Grix or Ms. Grix if you wish. My email address right here is the best way to get in touch with me. I check my email all throughout the day. I will respond to your email within 24 hours. I check it all the time, so make sure that you get in touch with me. It's preferred that your email is sent through your official STC email account. I'll give you instructions on how to check that if you don't know how. I also do have an office here on the White Bluff campus, as well as an office phone. However, I'm not in my office a whole lot, so really the best way to email or the best way to get in touch with me is through email, but you can leave a message there, I suppose, if you need to, or swing on by. If I'm on campus, you can find me on the second floor of the Academic Commons building in this area called the Faculty Corridor. And actually, as long as we're talking about sending emails, you'll notice that there is a link for that here in Blackboard. You'll be able to send me an email directly through the course, which is very handy, but keep in mind that my reply goes to your student email account, so make sure you know how to check that. All right, now this is very important. Okay. The first 3 days of the semester are called the no harm, no foul period, allowing students to drop out of the course if they're unable to commit to the course or if they registered an error. This is also whenever you, as a student, are monitored for attendance. You must establish attendance in every single online course, and if you don't, you can get dropped from the course as a no-show. If you get dropped, you can request to be reinstated, but that request is not guaranteed. So, right now, before you do anything, before you continue with this video, I want you to do this. Your syllabus certification quiz. So right here on Blackboard, on the left-hand side, you'll notice a link that says Start Here. Click on that, and it'll open up this page. Right here on the top is your syllabus quiz certification with a note that you won't be able to do anything until you've completed it. And actually, let me take a moment and point out that the course is essentially blank. You won't be able to access anything until you've done this. The Start Here, syllabus, and your certification. All right, so the first thing that opens up is a copy of your course syllabus. You can download this. I suppose you could print it if you like. I prefer a digital copy because it's 18 pages long, containing an explanation of your grade, your breakdown, my policies for late work, etc. It's your contract for the course. All right, so that's number one. Number two is extremely important. A list of due dates. If I were you, I would print this off and keep this handy because it lets you know when you have something due and what it is. The third item is a list of recommended materials. I'll tell you more about homework in a moment, but you are going to be creating some simple homework projects this semester. There's a list of materials here. It's nothing extravagant, but I do need to let you know now, you must have a camera. You need to have a way to take pictures of your homework projects so that you can upload them to Blackboard. So make sure you know how to take pictures and get the pictures off of there so that you can upload them here. But lastly is your syllabus quiz. You click to launch, and it opens up an explanation. Let's click begin. And here's your test. It's one question long, basically confirming that you have read the syllabus and that you're going to do what it says. You click true. You click save and submit. Confirm. There. You've taken my first test. Wasn't that hard? Yay, I got 100. That wasn't so bad. So now that you've done this, you'll be able to access the other materials in the course. Everything has now appeared to you. The other thing you need to do on like your first day, your first 3 days, is complete a simple homework project. Let me show you how to do that right now. So now that you've completed the quiz, you can access Learning Unit 1. Don't worry about all this right now, but right down at the bottom is your homework. It's an introduction. I want you to just basically tell me a little bit about yourself, which of course is always a fun and interesting exercise. Click to launch, create a thread, and you would just tell me a little bit about yourself and write your explanation right here. So once you have completed your first week's homework assignment, which is basically just a short introduction, this is you establishing attendance as a participant in art appreciation. I want you to do this right away, because if you don't do this in the first 3 days, I'm going to drop you as someone who has not attended in the class. So make sure that you do that right now. Okay, first thing people want to know about is, do I need a textbook, and what textbook is it? The answer is yes, you do need a textbook, and let me show you how to get it. Okay, so your textbook is Patrick Frank's Preble's Art Forms. You are going to use the 12th edition. But here's the thing about the 12th edition. It's available just for online courses. It's not available as any sort of actual book that you can purchase anywhere. You must purchase your book online as an e-text. Once you've done that, there is a way that you can request a printed copy, which I tend to prefer myself. I don't really like reading online, but you are going to have to get it online first. Let me show you how that works. It's available both in Start Here and also here where it says Textbook. All right, right there, Redeemable Purchased At. That will take you to a website where you'll be prompted to do one of the following. Let me show you. All right, so you have different ways of accessing the textbook. Once you've gone to this site, it'll ask you, do you want to redeem a code or purchase or get 14 days free? This is really great. I don't want to I don't want you to feel like you have to purchase the book right away if funds are a little bit tough, because you do have an option to get your book free for 14 days. Here's the ways to get the book. I know if you're anything like me, you're a bit of a cheapskate and you want to purchase the cheapest way possible. But let me show you your options so you don't accidentally buy the wrong thing. Okay, option 1 is the simplest. You go to the bookstore on the Savannah Tech campus, and you give them a list of the books that you need, and whenever you show them art appreciation, you'll be shown this student access combo code card. You might be wondering, what the heck is this? I wanted a book. Inside that cardboard envelope is a code that you scratch off. Whenever you scratch that off, you go to the link, again, this link here, on my Blackboard page. Don't go to the link in the code card. It says that you need a course-specific code. It's confusing. Just go right here to this link that I've provided for you. All right, and then you click redeem, and it'll ask you to enter in this code. It's like 15 digits long. That's what's inside that code card that you purchase at the bookstore. Once you've done that, it'll ask you if you want a print copy. It's called the a la carte edition. And yeah, if I were you, I would go ahead and do that, because if you purchase your code card directly from the bookstore, that print copy is included, which is nice. But this is something that I recommend for students who receive financial aid or some sort of scholarship assistance with books. If you're paying for your book out of pocket, this is what you should do. You should buy Revel directly from the website and avoid the bookstore, because it's going to save you about $19. You can purchase access to Revel, which is the online website for the textbook, for $70. Ready to buy? $70. Now that's only going to buy you access to Revel, which is, again, like the website where the book is. But that's actually pretty cheap. For a college textbook, $70 is not that bad. And that's actually the cheapest way to get the book. It is online only, but again, if you do prefer a printed book, and again, I know I do, you can request a print copy be sent to you for $20. Total combined, that's $90 for the exact same thing that you would purchase in the bookstore for $109. So do the math. But if you're a little low on funds, I understand, times are tough. You can use the 14-day temporary access. After 14 days, you'll have to buy, but if things are a bit of a squeeze, I have placed a copy of the textbook on course reserves at the Savannah Tech Library, both White Bluff and Liberty County libraries. It's on course reserve. You won't be able to check it out and leave the campus with it, but you can use it there in the library, and that is a free resource for you. The fourth option, I don't really recommend, because if you look for a used copy online, you might actually wind up purchasing the 11th edition or the 10th edition, something cheap. Actually, let me pause for one moment. All right, so I just typed in Preble's Art Forms book into Google Shopping, and you might be like, hell yeah, $5, $9, I'll buy this. The problem is, look, you'd be getting the 11th edition or the 9th edition or the 10th edition. You'd be buying something out of date. And I'm going to tell you right now, in this course, online, you got to get the 12th edition. If you get an out-of-date edition, you might be saving some money, but you're going to be singing the blues, because that's not the book that we use, and you're going to be SOL. I know that there are rental services. Use that at your own discretion. I've had some students have success with it. I couldn't really recommend it either way. Just make sure that however you get the book, that you are getting the 12th edition. You might come across someone selling the books a la carte edition. Aha, look at this. This, by the way, is what you're sent whenever you request a printed copy. It's a shrink-wrapped 3-hole punch thing. But look at that, $87? You could buy it yourself new for $90. So, yeah. Honestly, the best way to get the book on the cheap is to purchase Revel Access directly. So hopefully that clears things up. The textbook is probably the most confusing part of this course. Oh, and once you have purchased your materials or redeemed your access code, if you ever find yourself at this page again, even after you've purchased it, just use the sign in option to access your purchased materials. Whew, okay, books out of the way. Let's talk about your grade. What is Art Appreciation with Eleanor Grix? It is divided into learning units, and this is how your grade breaks down. You have homeworks, tests, and 2 papers. Not too bad, especially considering that the lowest grade in test and homework is dropped from your grade. This is in case you have to miss any work because of an emergency. You're kind of allowed a free pass for 1 test and 1 homework. Those are accessed thusly. through your learning units. Art Appreciation Online is divided into 14 learning units, each one covering anywhere from 1 to 3 chapters in your textbook. Each week, one learning unit is released. Note, if you are taking a mini-term class, say in the summer, 2 learning units are released each week. Each learning unit is released on Monday at 12 a.m. and it closes on Sunday at midnight. So you have 1 week to complete the learning unit. The learning unit contains an outline of the chapter. Let me show you. An outline of the chapter, a list of supplemental readings, the meme of the week, and then down here at the bottom, your test and your homework. Please note that your homework is due on Friday. Your commentary and tests are due on Sunday. So every learning unit opens on Monday, closes on Sunday. You have a week to do that unit. Your test. Okay, so tests are worth 40% of your grade. They're all conducted here on Blackboard. And actually, let me point something out. Your textbook here, your e-text, Revel, there are quizzes and things written in here. You don't have to do any quizzes or anything on Revel. Everything is done through Blackboard. All right, so like I was saying, your test. You can access it through the learning units. You get an explanation, and you hit click to launch when you're ready to take the test. So you have a test in each learning unit. The tests are 10 to 20 questions. You do have a time limit, 2 hours to complete the test, and you only get 1 attempt for every single test. So make sure that you have the textbook on hand and you're ready to go before you launch the test, before you click begin down here. Now your Unit 1 test, you actually get 2 attempts for this one. Your highest grade is recorded in My Grades. I've done this to kind of give you a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of forgiveness, because I know that we're all still kind of getting used to this. But do keep in mind that you do have a time limit. Your test will be submitted automatically. And after your test is graded, you won't be told the correct answers for these tests. It'll just tell you which questions you got wrong. If you need any clarification, you can email me. I don't put correct answers released because I don't want those to wind themselves up on some sort of cheating website. All right, so you got to do a test every week. You also have to do a homework each week. Your homework, of course, is accessed through your learning unit. All right, so learning unit 1. Let me close Windows. Let's go down to homework. You've got a homework project due every single week. Your homework is going to be either a discussion or an art project. A simple art project, you are graded according to your effort and originality, not your artistic skill. None of the art projects are things like make a painting, make a drawing, and I'll grade you on how good it is. It's more about creativity and critical thinking. You also sometimes have your choice of you can do either a written work or an artistic work. Just depends on the learning unit. But keep in mind, your homework is due on Friday. I want you to turn in your homework on Friday, and then over the weekend, you'll be looking at your classmates' work and writing comments, because part of your grade is commentary, feedback, and discussion. You are obliged to write feedback, to give a response, to read your students' classwork, and write a response to it. Discussion is worth 20 points of your homework grade. Now, you have to turn in your homework on Friday. Your comments, your discussions, those are due on Sunday. So you have over the weekend to sort of read your classmates' work and give them some feedback. This provides some sort of participation in the online format that normally would be lost, that sort of interactivity. Now, keep in mind you do have to submit your own work before you'll be allowed to view any of your classmates' work. And again, you click to launch to submit your work. Hopefully you will have completed your homework project, your introduction. Let me point out down here, the attach file. You're only allowed one attachment per student. So if you have multiple images to upload, I recommend putting those in PowerPoint or Word, but more on that later. I'm getting long-winded, I apologize. I also, therefore, won't spend too much time talking about your essays because they're not due for a little while, but just to sort of round out your grade. Again, homework is worth 45%, tests are worth 40%, and then you have 2 essays worth the other 15. The first essay due, and again check your due dates, is your critique essay, where you write an interpretation and personal opinion on a work of art from the textbook. Your final paper is an analysis of a work of art that you saw whenever you visited a museum. You're going to go to a museum this semester. Now, more information on the essays is available here on the Essays tab, of course. I won't go into it right now, but read over it so that you can understand what's going to be expected of you as these essays come due, and maybe take a look at the list of museums that you can visit as part of your final assignment. All right, so that'll do it for the introduction. Again, if you have any questions at all, email me, egrix@savannatech.edu. I'm here to help, and I'm very much looking forward to getting to know you over the course of the semester. Welcome to the course, and I very much hope that you enjoy it.